let me introduce everyone to Sushant. Sushant Verma is an amazing guy, but here I would like to take an opportunity to thank not only my Adrianta, you're going to second me on that, our dear friend Tushar Sughani, because he was the one who was very instrumental in catching Sushant. Sushant was a little hard to get to, but amazing works, Sushant. Let me just introduce a few words about you. Tushant Jay Amita Verma is an international award winning architect, design technologist, and an educator, currently leading the RAT Lab. I love the name, by the way. RAT Lab Studio Research in Architecture and Technology that investigates intersections of design, art, and technology through architecture, interior design, and art installations. He holds a master's degree in emergent technologies and design from Architectural Association AA London, and is a former architect at Zaha Hadid Architects London. A design entrepreneur at heart, he's actively involved with a blend of technologies in creating fields and continues to develop a strong expertise in design technologies through his numerous ventures that correlates around design and technology evolved over the last 15 years. Sushant, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Omar. And you just made me sound a little more busier than I'm actually am. So, but yeah, glad to be a part of ARCASIA. It's a wonderful forum, and I'm glad to be associated with it for a while. So yeah, our practice RATLab stands for Research in Architecture and Technology. And I'm also an educator who have been involved in introducing computational design specifically in India, and I'm going to talk about India and Asia specifically as well because I saw a couple of questions earlier as well that how relevant are technologies for less advanced countries or where the architecture isn't as advanced, etc. Those were the challenges that we faced when I moved back to India from UK and US. Uh, so talking about, I would like to start on the note of diffusion of innovation theory, which is a very interesting theory by Everett Rogers, who spoke about any technology, how it gets adopted amongst the general public. And any technology goes through that innovation phase where you only have, whenever a new technology comes up, it is adopted only by the 2.5% of population, which are usually the innovators. Then we have the next 13.5% of early adopters. After which there is a chasm where most of the technologies fail to continue and sort of die off. And then we have, in case they don't and they surpass that, then we reach the next 34% of early majority. Then we have the late majority of next 34%, and then the last 16% of laggards. Uh, I will come back to this graph again and mention this about where we are in terms of AI and its usage. But this is a very interesting way of looking at any technology that comes into the picture, into any profession actually. And in design and architecture, since we're talking about that, AI is of course transforming the design and architecture landscape right now. It is obviously helping in design generation, conceptualization, understanding building performance, construction management, a lot of it, which other speakers have also been spoken in detail. Larger practices like Gensler, Zaha, Foster's, all of these have been using AI now in very, very, very unique ways, I would say, in their practices as well. And there are concerns of ethical concerns about privacy, bias, control, with which my fellow speakers thankfully threw a lot of light on, and I won't have to get too much into the theory of that. But how I would like to showcase the works and the intervention of AI is to talk about the first part of my presentation, which is where we talk about design by humans and aided by technology. So basically, we're talking about the works that we have been doing, and all of the images that you're going to be seeing are not designed by a computer. I must say that, because there's a usual myth about any technology that it is a shortcut, it allows you to do things automatically, which is not the case. Actually, pretty much from the last more than a decade, I've been speaking about the same aspect that any new technology, it's not automated, you have to work around it. A human mind, creativity, intelligence, smartness, experiences, and design capabilities are used in creating these. It is aided by technology. And this is pretty much what we do. We're an architectural practice in India, working globally on different projects. Using parametric design for design of commercial spaces, facades, interior spaces, art installations, and our works have been really transforming at least the visual landscape in India as well. Right now, we're on a mission to make 100 iconic facades, in which we're actually making different facades and actually collaborating with a lot of architects as well to sort of redesign their facades and sort of executing that as well. So these are various works that we've been doing. I won't obviously get into too much of details in these projects, but most of these will give you a visual sense of that there is a sense of complexity associated with the projects that we're doing. There is a sense of understanding of different kind of geometries that are required to construct these projects, to build these projects, not just conceptualization, but actually constructing these projects. And I must say that technology has played a very, very crucial role in designing of these projects and sometimes execution and the fabrication of these projects as well. However, technology is not something that designs the project. The human mind does that, and which is what we have been doing at our studio for more than a decade now. And these are various projects of different scales, different typologies, where we are actually making different kind of complex forms in different ways. But when it comes to education, I see a huge role in terms of there are research and development opportunities when AI comes into the picture, which is how what we have been trying to introduce into our architectural programs as well. Like I mentioned, I'm also an educator, so I'm deeply focused on how the technology, how different technologies, whatever technologies emerge at different times, are integrated into the architectural curriculums. I've been a part of, fortunately, a lot of architectural colleges and programs in India where we took a role to fine tune the curriculum or sort of advance the curriculum through the use of computational design. And I'm talking of a time when AI had not started actually. I'm talking about 2012, 13, 14, all of those years, 10 years back, where parametric design, computational design is something which we had started to explore. In terms of AI and AI's adoption, there is limited integration right now of AI. Then there are a lot of emerging applications, and there is a growing awareness. There is a focus on the industry. So these are like all the positives that we see of integration of AI. But then there are some barriers as well. There is a lack of curriculum. Now, speaking specifically about design education, there is definitely a lack of curriculum, and that is something which is something, it's not a problem which you can easily solve, because to train somebody about technology, it takes a period of time. By the time someone gets trained to learn and do certain technologies, or use certain technologies, the world has really advanced. Technologies have advanced in different ways, and that is pretty much what happened 10 years back with parametric and computational design as well. That there was a lack of curriculum. We relied on external resources to actually bring about a change, and same is possibly happening with AI. But yeah, there might be some fixes to it which we can talk about perhaps later. And then there are about constraints about the resources, or the right resources, the ethical concerns that exist around AI, of course. But if we look at the general statistics, we've seen the adoption rate pretty much high in the North America. If we talk about the continents, moderate in Europe, rapidly increasing in Asia, pretty much low in Africa, and emerging in South America. So what we're concerned about right now is Asia, let's say. So definitely it is rapidly increasing, but there is a long way to go in terms of adoption. Now, there are some, big names I can throw in about MIT, University of Cambridge, which have started to integrate AI into their curriculum and started to teach formal education about AI. This is not specific to architecture right now. There was a very interesting question previously about when should technology be introduced? Should we become computer scientists? I think it's more about when can AI be introduced in the architectural realm, which I think would be an important thing to consider. And when it comes to challenges and consideration of implementation, there is a big problem of faculty training, because, of course, we do not have enough skilled designers who know how to use AI in the right possible ways as of now. Then the curriculum is not developed, that needs to be developed, and that has to be done in a systematic manner. Then there are ethical guidelines that need to be set, because ethics are also something that need to be taught with these technologies as well. And then you have the discussions about accessibility and equity, whether everybody gets to use the same kind of resources or not. That is something I truly feel is currently not equitable because it's in the hands of a lot of technology giants who have a control of what gets seen in different countries. And there is a problem of globalization in terms of architectural education right now. But when it comes to adoption, I think more important than adoption, I think we should also need to think about adaptation. How do we adapt these new technologies into our particular context, into a particular situation to make a part of it where people can strongly, utilize these technologies in smarter ways. Now, how what we have been trying to do is, as an educator, I run an educational cell called Rat Lab Education, which we started in 2013, and the whole idea to introduce the idea of computational design in education in India specifically. We integrated a lot of programs and then slowly started to move into AI at a certain stage. But when we talk about AI, there is a huge significance of AI in the everyday life. Currently we have Facebook, Meta, Amazon, Alexa, Apple Siri, all of these things which are usable by us in terms of everyday life are now integrated by AI. We are all using Zoom right now to have this conference. Zoom has an AI assistant to sort of transcribe the conferences and make notes, for example. This is the best example I can give you, an easiest example that how AI has really gotten integrated within the last few years itself, in a much stronger way. But when it comes to design, the whole transition has happened in the recent few years itself. With the open AI, Adobe started to integrate AI. Then we have DALI, Midjourney, Chrome AI, Copilot, and different programs that are available, which allow us to use AI. But if we look at the AI in the last decade, the transition has been quite back end, and it has been in terms of, I think in the last 3 4 years when AI has really skyrocketed in terms of its usage and its integration. So not just the adoption, but the adaptation of AI has been absolutely strong. But when it comes to the things that we use like smartphones, social media platforms, e-commerce, autonomous vehicles, all of these things are now integrating AI, and everybody is like blatantly talking about AI integration. Everything is becoming AI powered now. So you put a AI powered in front of anything and it starts to sort of sell. That's the curiosity that we humans have right now. Uh, in architecture as well, a lot of designers have been using AI to create very interesting visuals and graphics over social media, which really popularized the use of AI in the last couple of years. These were a few examples of that. uh, then these are things which our tutors from our program have been talking about and doing in terms of AI, uh, to prepare the students for the future, basically. So how the journey started for us in terms of the hierarchy of it, we started with Rat Lab Education. We started to do a lot of workshops initially, which was focusing on computational design, parametric design, and every new technologies that were coming over this period of time, we were trying to integrate that in different ways. We had been conducting workshops, and so I would call this an informal curriculum, which was already seeding in, which started to inform the formal curriculum of a lot of universities. And we sort of played a very significant role in the last decade in India, specifically to sort of change the landscape of how computation and technologies are seen. But right now we're at the starting point of AI and how do you do that. But sooner down the line, what we sort of realized, after doing these workshops, integrating that into the curriculum, building systems, fabrication systems, all of these are like from our different workshops done in different countries, different cities, wherein we build installations and taught students how to use computational design, digital fabrication in unique ways. These are just glimpses of all these workshops and training sessions that we have done across the last decade to sort of fine tune the curriculum. And then slowly we realized that, okay, how do we start to integrate new technologies into the program? We started a 6 month program, which is a program, it's a fairly hybrid program. It started before COVID. And we always mentioning about the before COVID situation because it was a hybrid program started before COVID when the world had not adapted to the online education. And it was a program which we allowed to create accessibility globally to computational design. It's a semester long program, 5 to 6 months long, runs every year, where students from different parts of the globe start to become a part of it. People in India try to attend a few sessions physically as well. The rest of the students attend everything online, and everything is being recorded, transcribed, and now it is actually becoming AI powered, where everything is getting transcribed through AI to make it more advanced. And over the last 9 batches, we are currently running the ninth batch of Smart Labs right now, and 10th batch is going to start end of this year. What we've experienced is that students have explored technologies of different kind. We explored digital fabrication, we've explored interactive design, we've explored art installations, we've explored environmental design. There have been various modules that have been a part of these programs over the years, which have really sparked a debate about innovation in design and how we can actually use different technologies in design. And students end up learning and doing and creating. At the end, there is an exhibition, which is a public show that everybody becomes a part of, and creates interesting outputs. These are the works which were pretty much done before we integrated AI, and these were like very interesting works that all our students could develop. People coming from first year of architecture, second year of architecture, who had no understanding of computational design, delving into the program and over a period of time developing advanced skills to create complex geometries and advanced modeling tools and techniques, including fabrication systems, creating installations, 3D printing, laser cutting, pretty much everything that have been we've been leveraging to teach students about use of technology. And then came AI a few years back, where we started to realize that, okay, how do we start to integrate AI with computational design? It is very, very experimental and at a nascent stage right now. I would not even call it that it has been integrated with computational design, but this is the phase which we are currently in right now in terms of academia, that we're trying to actually integrate AI and computational design together to encourage students to not only rely on simple technologies like AI, but also delve into more complex technologies like computational design as we develop tools of AI. So how we started to do that, we sort of introduced AI as a module which sort of integrates with different architectural programs like Rhino, Grasshopper, Maya, digital fabrication, etc. And then it became a part of the workflow. And how we started to integrate AI, we obviously did not wanted to we never wanted to give the tools in the hands of students where it can be misused or misarticulated, I would say. So we really go into the depth of making them understand how AI works, understanding how the software also works, and sort of using them in a smarter way. So it is not random, I would say. It is more ordered in terms of how it is understood, how students have started to use that. And these are various examples of the students who have actually done works using AI in our program. When we teach these programs, again, we have different tutors who are a part of it from different parts of the world, who are taking them through every single aspect of teaching them the hard skill set and the soft skill set, understanding how to use a software, at the same time understanding an artistic vision, and not lose the human touch, which as designers we should not lose. And there are dangers about AI, of course, and that is something that is a long debate, of course. But if we teach them in the right way, and if we teach them in a more formal way, and make it a part of the curriculum at whatever level possible, I think it makes it much more usable and makes it much more powerful as well. So these are various like snippets from the program, I would say. And what you're going to be seeing next is something which is designed by technology and aided by humans. In the first part of the presentation, we spoke about designed by humans and aided by technology. Now we're trying to reverse the whole cycle, where we're using technology to design, but we are aiding it consciously to drive it in a certain direction. So these are all AI generated work which the students developed, and then they took it forward into computational design softwares and tools to actually put their human understanding and start to develop that. If AI can give you something very, very complex, for example, you have to understand how to decode that complexity into simple parts and build it into a conventional non-AI tool as well. If we are not able to do that, there is no point of taking inspiration from AI, which you can't actually rationalize. So that is something which we try to inculcate, and these are things which students sort of develop an idea or a concept and use AI only till a certain point, and then we take out certain aspects of it and take it to other softwares and workflows to help students understand more about geometry, fabrication, rationalization, environmental aspects, and all of these are then integrated into different workflows. And so you would develop a form, you would understand how to rationalize it, you would understand how to use the AI tool and what to extract out of that, and then use other parallel tools to sort of integrate and develop the projects. So currently, I think we are at a very exciting phase, I would say, because AI definitely gives us a lot of ideation possibilities, but at the same time, we have to train the mind to understand the right directions and follow that in the right way, which is what we're trying to do. And these are all done by students which came from no background of technology at all. So I think as an educator, we feel that it's an important step towards advancement of technology, but at the same time, it needs to be controlled in the right way as well. And because it can really become absolutely varying in different ways. These are like small snippets of how we're using it to even create, renditions, videos, for promoting the program. So the program becomes AI driven, the curriculum gets sort of revised using AI, I would say. And at the end of the day, we're sort of debating about, that it should not limit your creativity, because AI, of course, can lead to limiting your creativity and you're generating, creative thought process. So when we talk of IQ versus AI, you have to sort of give a balance between the both. And this is just, the final snippet of what my last batch of students did. It's a small video that sort of demonstrates how computational design was actually integrated as a work in progress with AI. So this is something that we're continuing to do, and of course we're reaching the 10th batch of Smart Labs now very soon, and that is something where we're actually reaching out to a lot of universities globally to actually start to integrate the program with their students as well, to sort of learn it hybrid online and sort of use the parts of the program in unique ways where AI starts to get permeated into the curriculum in different ways, because I think that is definitely the need of the hour. And something that really happened with computational design 10 years back onward, I would say, where because it was not integrated formally into the education system, people started to sort of not know how to use it in the right way, because of which I still feel 95% of people using computational design don't know how to use it in the right way, I would say, unfortunately, because there has not been a formal education system. There have only been reliance on independent workshops and programs that are happening. And the same problem can happen with AI if we don't teach it in the right way formally. it can really lead to a disastrous situation as well, because the way AI can lead you to create things without thinking and using your creativity can be dangerous as well. So as much as I'm strong with AI, I have a very big resistance within me with overuse of AI as well, and that is something that currently I'm trying to juggle with basically. And yeah, for anyone who's interested to get these free resources, we have a bi-monthly newsletter, so one can subscribe to that. And we are my team is actually curating a lot of contents about AI, the free tools that are available, and actually sending it out with all the resources to a lot of designers across the globe, to make them start to use these tools and understand that. And I think that's our way to sort of integrate that into the profession, into the curriculum, and educate people in unique ways about AI. So yeah, that's pretty much what our efforts are in AI currently, and we hope that architectural education globally is able to sort of advance, and we are able to play a role in that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sushant. Excellent, excellent presentation. Um, I actually prepared a lot of questions, but to be very honest, I think all of these questions has already been answered in your presentation. I was really hoping that you'll probably leave something for me to ask, but I'm really and now I really like. Now remember, this is a person that you're looking at who has never used AI, has absolutely no idea how the AI can be used, and who's moderating a session with the most brilliant minds in the world right now. And I am learning with every presentation. It's amazing that the kind of work that you people are doing. I think the sort of work, Sushant, that you are doing has been done manually in all the universities all across the globe for a very very long time, in shape of a different workshops, in shape of small courses and everything. But designing it with the help of AI and designing it with the help of technology, that is something which is new in our field, in architecture as well. And that is helping the students to actually understand the capacity, the full capacity of an architect, which is probably one of the primary goal of a university, that they should enable in a student as well. I have been talking about this for a while now, almost a couple of years, that what are, as far as the scope of the projects are concerned, the scale of the projects are concerned in architecture curriculum. But I feel that this part should also be integrated in our architecture curriculum, just the way that you've explained. And very well done for your labs, for and the same question to you. I think you're going. We can get a good discount from you as well. All the participants here, if you want to join your
Sure, sure, yeah,
workshops. Right.
absolutely.
Uh,
I
Thank you
mean,
very
I
much.
just shared the free resources. That's the best way to get started,
That's
actually.
there you go. Thank you so much.
Best of
I
the
think it's
technologies are free. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.